Hello, everyone. I am very excited to be back talking to you guys today. We are going to revisit some of the what we would call core mindfulness skills. These are kind of the foundation upon which pretty much all of the DBT skills are built upon. So I wanted to kind of go back and restart basically from that place, just to be able to reacquaint ourselves and just really kind of touch base with that really important premise. So today I'm going to be going over the core mindfulness skills, which are the wise mind skills, the what skills, and the how skills. The what skills are what to do when you're practicing mindfulness, participating, observing, and then the how skills are how to practice when you are practicing. So that is one mindfully, without judgment, effectively. So we're going to be going over those, and also just kind of keeping in mind that mindfulness is one of those things. It's almost frustrating to learn because it's so difficult to define. It's so simple, but it's so complicated. So kind of revisiting where we come from, the point of view where we come from. So when we talk about dialectical behavior therapy, which is DBT skills, which is what this is all about, there are four kind of major areas that we would talk about. Those four kind of competencies we look at. One of those is distress tolerance. One of those is emotion regulation, interpersonal effectiveness, so how to talk to other people, and did I go over mindfulness as one of those? I think I did. Okay, so those are the four. And mindfulness really kind of feeds each of those other ones. If you're not being mindful, you can't notice that you're distressed, so you can't work on your distress tolerance. If you don't know what it feels to be okay or not okay, then you don't know how to practice emotion regulation because you don't have the skills to notice it, right? And interpersonal effectiveness, if you cannot connect to other people and to yourself, it's very difficult to figure out what you want, and most importantly, what you may need in a certain situation. So that's why we're going back over mindfulness. We're going to start by kind of explaining mindfulness. Whenever I ask, if I were to ask you right now, what is mindfulness? I usually get kind of a lot of looking around, trying to put words to it is hard. I think the most often, or the most common definition that people give for it is being present in the moment on purpose. As simple as that. So if you're doing one thing at a time, mindfulness is kind of the opposite of multitasking, right? Slowing yourself down, noticing what's going on inside and around your body, being present on purpose. So that's what use that as kind of your bookmark. When we use that word mindfulness, that's what we're talking about. We're going to split this up into three sections for wise mind, what skills, and how skills. So for the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do just a very brief mindfulness meditation, just so that we can all kind of get into that headspace, kind of experience that feeling of mindfulness before we begin to speak more thoroughly about it. So this is just kind of a centering practice. It should be painless. So if you can get into a position that is comfortable for you, you can sit, you can stand, you can lie down, whenever your body needs today. You can close your eyes if that's something that you're comfortable with. If not, you can kind of just let your eyes focus on the wall in front of you or the table below you, and just kind of let them lose their focus. No hyper attention to anything is the goal. Okay. And we are going to start our practice by taking a very deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, taking care to breathe all the way down into the belly, not shallow up here, deep from the belly. deep belly breathing, stimulating the vagus nerve, encouraging the body to calm down. We're going to take one more deep breath, paying attention to the sensation of air as it comes in the nose, down the throat into the lungs, into the belly. The feeling of exhaling out of the mouth, the rush of air through the lips, the warmth of the breath. And we're going to begin our meditation by focusing on focusing all of our attention, all of our awareness, all of our focus on the place where our feet are touching the ground. Feel the sensation of your feet on the ground, in your shoes or on the carpet. Consider the kindness of the ground holding you up, providing a place for you to get to the other things that you need, not letting you fall away from everything else. Consider the kindness of the ground holding you up. Focus your attention now on your body touching the chair that you sit in. Consider how the chair accepts you totally, holds you up, supports your back, keeps you from falling down on the floor. Consider how the chair accepts you totally. Focus your attention now on the clothing on your body. Consider the touch of the fabric holding you, surrounding you, keeping you warm and comfortable. Focus your attention on the clothing holding you up. Consider the walls in the room that you are in. They keep out the wind and the cold and the rain. Think of how the walls are connected to you via the floor and the air in the room. Experience your connection to the walls that provide you with a secure place to do things. Think of how the walls are connected to you. Look outside a window or think of a tree outside. Think of how you and the tree are connected. Life is in you and in the tree, and both of you are warmed by the sun, held by the air and supported by the rain, standing upon the earth. Try and experience the tree loving you by providing you something to lean on, something to look at, something to shade you. Think of how you and the tree are connected. Thinking of these things, we bring to our mind the awareness of connection to the universe. Thinking about how connection is the opposite of addiction. Connection is the opposite of loneliness. And keeping in mind that this practice is for participating in the awareness of our connection to the universe. And hopefully by thinking about our connection to these things, there's a small sense of well-being, and gratitude, and safety. As we're going to focus that feeling to all the parts of our body right now that may need a little bit of that. Sending those feelings of gratitude and connection to every part, from the tips of our toes to our knees, to our hips and our pelvis, the belly, the lungs, the heart, the shoulders, the elbows, the fingers, the throat, the muscles of the face, behind the eyes, all the hairs on our head. And knowing at any point today or another day that we might need to reconnect to this kind of a feeling, we can once again go through this meditation of participating in the awareness of our connection to the universe and hopefully coming back to that feeling of connectedness and love. Okay, so that is our mindfulness meditation for the day. You can kind of keep that with you and know that for the rest of your day you can revisit that feeling should you need it just by revisiting that exercise. Coming back into our bodies now and proceeding with the rest of our day. Hopefully that leaves you with a feeling of feeling better than you were when you started. So that is our exercise for today, and now we're going to get started with our 3 sections of core mindfulness skills. The wise mind skills, the what skills, and the how skills. So we're going to get started first, I think, with the what skills. Thanks, y'all.